We're here at O'Rourke's in South Bend, Indiana, Saturday, a week out from the game. This is the first episode of Varsity House Official Visits Tour. Please stick with us. We're going to be around to Ohio State. We're going to be back at Notre Dame. We're going to hit Michigan. We're going to hit Michigan State. We're going to be all over a lot of the Midwest, and even want to take a trip down to LSU at some point. So please stick with us and, follow our pages. Subscribe to all of our channels. Our YouTube channel at Varsity House Podcast. Subscribe to our Instagram at Varsity House Podcast. Our Twitter at Varsity House Pod. TikTok, same as well, at Varsity House Podcast. And just continue to show your support. We thank you for just the support that you've given us over the last 5 months. And just continue to grow with us, continue to tap in, and continue to grow with us, continue to tap in, and just watch us deliver exclusive content. We definitely wanted to just try to involve the Notre Dame community and get everyone involved. And so obviously everyone doesn't, get to be in front of the guys. You guys do every day, but and so I just wanted to create an opportunity for just people to just come together and be able to see them outside of the field. So we're going to call this tour Varsity House Official Visits, and so next week we'll be at Ohio State. We'll do something there with some hopefully NFL guys from Indy, from Ohio State. So it'll be a combined little event, which will be cool. And then we'll come back here for the home opener versus Cal. So appreciate you guys if you've been following along for the 5 months we've been doing it. And so thank you again. But our first two guests are Chris Tyree and then Blake Fisher. So come on. Damn. We gotta. You want to turn it? Yeah. You good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
So the first two guests are huge guys on the offense this year. Obviously, we got some new faces on the offense at the quarterback position, at the running back position. Blake, you played a little last year, so you'll be comfortable. But I guess we're going to start here with Chris. And just, Chris, how is, with Kyron being gone and just having to just adapt to also just a new offense and things of that nature, how have you taken that role since Kyron's been gone?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me has just been, taking on that.
Louder.
My bad.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me has just been taking on that leadership role, upholding the standard that we want in the room, and just making sure that everyone is being held accountable in the room, just so that we're all ready to go week one. So I think I've been doing a pretty good job of that. So yeah, we're all excited for the game coming up.
Now, how's it been any different as far as Coach Reese's schemes or his plays that he calls? Have they been any different for you, versus Kyron at all?
I would say style-wise, I wouldn't say they're any different, just because we're really two versatile players.
Right.
They can put us anywhere. They can put us in the backfield, put us in the slide. We can do all the gadget plays, all the trick plays. So really, it's just like I said, me filling that role as a leader in the room. That's been the biggest thing for me. So.
Yeah, who else on the team has stepped up on the offensive side of the ball? Who has stepped up into that leadership role, into that playmaking role as well?
Yeah, well, I think Audric has done a really good job of stepping up and being another guy that we can count on in the room. But I would say Braden has done a really good job as well too. Coach Reese has really emphasized that we have to count on the players that are going to be dependable for us, and those are two guys that have stood out to me so far that Coach Reese is definitely giving some love to. So it's really exciting.
This is an interesting question. I thought about it. I was like, I feel like the team now has a lot of speed on it, and so if the Indy football team held a 100-meter yard dash, who's getting first, who's getting second, and who's getting third?
I'm taking the goal for sure.
Yeah.
But I would say the Silver and the Browns would be really close, man. We got a lot of speed on the team, especially on the offense. But I would say Braden will probably go Silver, and the Browns will probably have to go to either Tobias or Lorenzo Styles.
Got you. I didn't know Lorenzo had that much speed.
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah. Sneaky
but
fast.
You got the gold?
Yeah.
Are you still at doing the kickoff returns this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully, we need a big one week one. So,
for sure.
How's it been on special teams, like with Polian gone? Has the schemes been any different or pretty much similar?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I see, like difference-wise, is just we're a lot more aggressive. I mean, you guys saw last year, it was a little more conservative, but I mean, it's understandable just with, you know, the circumstances of the game and stuff like that. But yeah, the game plan so far has been really aggressive. So it's something that I like more, just me personally. So yeah, Coach Mason's doing a good job out there. I think so.
Before we get into Blake, what when he stepped on campus, what have you seen? Like, what did you see from him then, and the kind of change to where he's at now?
For Blake, I would say definitely maturity, man. You know, just coming in as a freshman. I mean, everyone always has that little kid that they had to get rid of. Everyone has a little bit of growing up to do, but I've seen that a lot from Blake. Just everyday things. I mean, routine-wise, being consistent every day, being the same guy every day. He's done a really good job of growing.
Blake, you came in obviously as a freshman. You played. What are the expectations this year for you?
My expectations don't really change. They stay the same. Obviously, just coming into the building, being the same guy every day. Coming into the building with their hard hat on, ready to go to work, because you know the guys behind us and around us are relying on us. And there's 5 of us up there, so it's not any one time we can slack or do something off. We all have to be clicking for things to shake, and Coach Freeman has put it upon us. O-line, D-line driven program, so we take that and we run with that every day, and we try and maximize our potential and play at a high level.
Now we know Coach Heason, he's loved by all his former players, all the guys in the NFL. What was that moment that made you realize why all of his players love him?
I would probably say that moment was when we first sat down, and I'll probably say it's a process, but we first sat down and he told me straight to my face, he was like you don't really know how good you can be, and he was like, I know that, but you don't know, and I'm gonna push you to get you to that point. And these past 6 months have been some of the hardest months of my life, personally, emotionally, physically, mentally. But from where I was, pre-injury to now, there's a big gap, and I'm just ready, just to trusting him, trusting the guys around me, just to make sure I maximize that potential. And I think one of the things that he does well is make sure that guys do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you and Joe lean on each other a lot last year?
Yeah, Joe, that's my guy. I mean, even up to now, film, just on the practice field, we always eat together, the whole line eats together. But, me and Joe, text back and forth between each other, ask each other questions, because a lot of things that, me and Joe struggle with, they're kind of the same. So when we get into, drill work and technical stuff and fundamental stuff, they align the same, so we're doing a lot of the same things.
You two both obviously had a good year last year, so coming into this year, any rookies or any freshmen that you think will have a huge impact this season?
Jaden Mickey, on the defensive side, he's done a really good job. He brings a lot of energy. He loves, talking to us, getting us riled up. But one guy that I've seen that has really just came and just brought it every day and is just trying to learn and, just really grinding is Eli Raridan, the tight end. That dude can block, and it's fun, having a guy next to you like him where you can, take that C block up to that linebacker and just destroy somebody. And you look at him like, yeah, dude, we just did that, Mm-hmm. So it's, I really like, his work ethic and the way he comes off the ball. It's really a joy playing next to him.
No doubt. I see you are both in the community a lot. How did the opportunities with Cultivate Food Rescue and Boys and Girls Club come about?
Yeah, so that came about from Brady Quinn. He opened up the fund program for scholarship athletes here, but I like it a lot because it's something that I wanted to be involved in for a really long time, and it's made it pretty easy for us to just find opportunities where we can work in the community and take advantage of them. So I think it's a really good program for us.
So, how about you?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a great opportunity. We're in the classroom all day, on the football, facility all day, and not really doing much. And the only time when the community gets to really see us is if we're just out or on Saturday. So I think it gives us an opportunity to connect with those who see us play on Saturday. And the individuals who truly love Notre Dame, and then people who don't know us at all. I think it's just a great opportunity to build a rapport with people and just get an understanding for who's we're around on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to watch the offense play this year. Definitely, obviously, a lot of new faces since I've been here, but definitely excited. I feel like we're being slept on. I feel like between you two probably had to pick up a lot of leadership after Avery went down. So definitely excited to see you two lead and see what the offense becomes this year. I don't want to get into too much detail, but on the Ohio State game, like the game plan and all that stuff. But what are some ways that you guys think that you may have an advantage against them?
Yeah, I think just being ourselves. It's not much to it. Nothing too high, nothing too low, nothing too crazy. Just being Notre Dame, playing to who we are, that high level that we bring every day to practice. Maximizing our potential, and everybody's just doing their job. At the end of the day, I feel like if everybody does, their job, all 11 do their job. I think that we'll be able to go and have a successful game.
Yeah, Blake hit it on the nail, man.
You talk a little louder.
Yeah, Blake hit it on the nail for real. Just maximizing our potential, trying to be ourselves out there, not trying to do too much, but also minimizing mistakes. Coach Free has definitely emphasized that. Just watching the older games from last season, there were a lot of games where we ended up beating ourselves and ended up costing us the whole game. So just making sure that Notre Dame doesn't beat Notre Dame. He says that all the time. So that's the biggest thing for me. That's
interesting because last Coach Kelly, he was involved with the offense a lot more, but Freeman, defensive minded. How's that transition been? Do you not see as much as Freeman, or is he kind of in the middle during practice?
No, we see him a lot. Especially since we've been game planning for Ohio State for the past couple of weeks. He's with the offense probably more than he is with the defense, just because he likes to be involved. He likes to be involved with the players. So I like it personally just because he's around so much. So yeah. Yeah,
I would say like Chris said, he's around a lot, but I feel like the great thing about it is you have a defensive-minded, head coach. So, when you see different looks in practice, you can ask him questions about certain things, and he can help you. And I think that's one of the greatest things is it's not, you just kind of ask him, and it's kind of just a shove. It's, he'll kind of break it down for you. So, I feel like it's great.
Yeah, well, man, I'm going to bring on the next two guests, but I appreciate you guys coming out, making everything work for us. But obviously, we'll definitely be back. We'll tap in, and so I know we're 1 week out. But what's one thing that you can get to say to get the Irish fans going?
Go Irish. It's simple as that. Go Irish.
Man, let's have a hell of a season. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for you guys. Can't wait to see the offense get out there and play against OSU, Week 1, September 3rd. So
yeah, appreciate it.
And y'all got it. Y'all definitely got to go. I'm from Ohio, so I'm already hearing it. If you feel me. So I never got to play Ohio State, so you guys are. So definitely go out there and and get the job done.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We like to thank our sponsor, a Bandwagon Fantasy Sports app. Think you know college football better than us? Join our free league on Bandwagon Fantasy Sports app to find out. Bandwagon is the only simple, engaging, competitive fantasy sports platform focused on teams rather than individual players. Our league name is Varsity House. Our passcode is Varsity. Make sure you sign up and play with us. How does it work? Every college football team is in the system and assigned a preseason dollar amount. There are 106 teams total from the Power 5, Independent, MAC, AAC, and Mountain West conferences available to draft. You have a $36 credit to draft your 8 college football teams. Each game your team wins gives you points in the standings. Road wins are built-in tiebreakers. Add or drop teams up to 25 times at any point during the season. After week 6, team values update every 2 weeks based on actual performance data, so no subjective rankings. It's up to you to figure out whose bandwagon you want to jump on or off throughout the course of this season. Remember, jumping on a team before they get hot is a huge advantage. Talk lots of trash and figure out who is the king or queen of college football in 2022. Bandwagon fantasy sports, not daily, not traditional, just teams, just win. So moving into our next two guests on the defensive side of the ball, one of my great friends that I had the privilege of looking after while I was here. And then obviously just another beast on coming off the edge. We have Isaiah Foskey and Justin Ademilola coming on. Throughout both your times here that you've seen throughout the D-line that's kind of helped you guys grow as a unit.
So I feel like over the last few years we had
You just talk loud, not into it.
Over the last few years we had a lot of young guys learning, you know what I mean? So like it's time to step up.
Talk to them.
We have a handful of guys from sophomores, juniors, seniors who are leaders now. So I feel like that helped us starting to prepare for the season. We have guys who are just coming in willing to work overtime and just bring the younger guys along. So
I feel like going off of that, like even the young guys just picking the brains of the older guys. That's what I was doing freshman year with Julian, Khalid, Ade, Jameer, Dalen. I was just always picking their brains. That's the same thing the young guys are doing with us.
Mm-hmm. Now, how has Bayless helped you guys? I mean, I feel like just throughout this time, your traps probably got bigger since the last time I seen you.
Definitely did. My neck is definitely massive.
I'm already knowing. And then you obviously, like, you've grown a lot just since the freshman year you. So what's been that program like this summer? I know it's been hectic, but any new changes this summer?
We're definitely running faster. We're getting stronger. It's a grind. You know, a lot of days we're doing 2 workouts. And everyone across the board, the whole staff, we have a lot of respect for them. They prepared as well for this season, and we just all can't wait to get out there.
I know, yeah. Burris, during COVID, like it kind of was like we wasn't doing really much for COVID because COVID really shut down everything. But once they able to get the restraints off of him, you couldn't really stop it. He was running us in the ground, throwing a hella weight up in the air, just doing everything. You couldn't stop Bayless, but he's getting us in the right position.
Mm-hmm. You've been getting a lot of preseason love, All-American status and things like that. You were even starred in a little commercial.
Yeah,
which was fire, by the way. I wonder, like, how long all that took you how long did the Lions get you for you to get them take down?
Probably like 10 minutes before we got there.
Really?
Like we flew to Las Vegas. I didn't really look at the Lions. I was just asleep. I didn't want to stay awake. So like 10 minutes we were driving, got to the spot, just looking over the lines real fast. And then I don't know how I memorized it. We all did the same thing. Me, Coach Freeman, and Mayor looked over the lines real fast before and then just knew it. We just went over it.
Did you know you were flying out to Vegas for that?
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks before that.
Damn. That was, I feel like they put a lot into that.
No, it was. It was a day trip. It was just a day and a half trip. Like we left that morning, got there, stayed the night, then left in the middle of the day the next day.
That's great. Y'all like the uniforms?
No, yeah. They're fire. They're fire. I like them a lot.
But, yeah, back to we obviously this preseason you got a lot of love. And so how excited are you finally to, like, now the preseason rankings they probably don't exist. They don't matter. All the nominations and things like that, they don't matter anymore. Now it's time for you to actually, like, buckle them up 1 week out. How do you feel going into that game in Columbus?
Yeah, like what you said, I pay attention to all the preseason hype and all that stuff about myself, but I don't really care that much because all that matters is what you do this season. Last season's over with, it's done with. I came back. It's all what you do this season. So we're starting out against Ohio State, a big opponent. We're just going to put the best on the field.
Where'd the if factor come about?
Oh, that was my dad. He just said one day if factor. He said Isaiah Foskey factor, and I was like, oh, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
So we just kept with it.
Okay, I feel it. That's definitely been tough. I mean, I know I've been seeing you posting and everything, and it made sense. I ain't never heard it before, so
yeah. And
it's hard. So once you know the meaning, but for sure. Now, Coach Freeman was the D coordinator last year. And has there been any change? Has there been any difference in now seeing him as the head coach?
I feel like you can't change Coach Freeman. Like he's always going to be a family-oriented guy, like a player's coach. Like he's always, like you would think like since he's the head coach, he won't be next to the players all the time, or something like that. But you always see him sometimes eating with us in the Goog, or we go in the office. Office always open. We just talk to him whenever. He's just a family-oriented guy. You can never change Coach Freeman though.
Justin, give us some insight into Coach Washington though. What's new with him?
Coach Wash, he's a character, man. He's the guy for sure. He's the same guy every day, bringing a lot of energy to the room. And he knows what he's doing. Like, he got us a lot better on pass rush, technique, the little things that's really going to show dividends when we get on the field this year. So we credit his work ethic. He's a great overall guy, and he's definitely one of the mentors for us.
Talk about he sent you a message today, right?
What message?
Talk about the message he sent you today.
What message?
The clip, the live reaction.
Oh, about the game that we was watching?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He loves sending his clips, little short clips, if he's watching football. And today he was watching the Nebraska. Who they playing?
Nebraska Northwestern game.
Nebraska Northwestern. He was like, "Hey,
slam the C,
and we cannot run past this quarterback when we play OSU next week."
Yeah.
That's funny. That's actually funny because it's like you realize how much these coaches' time is consumed with football.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like they don't ever take a break.
They don't stop.
They get a weekend off, and it's just like the sun's out, the weather's beautiful, and they're inside watching football, sending you guys tapes, sending you guys reminders and things like that. But what's been the experience like for you going through it with your brother? Like you probably gone through grade school. You went to the same high school. Now you go to the same college. So what's that experience been like?
I'm very grateful. I feel like we both feel like when we're out there together, we execute. And it's been a true blessing, and we both understand that this could possibly be our last years ever playing together. So we're just taking it all in. You know, I'm always there for him. He's there for me. He's one of my biggest coaches, and we just love going out there, getting each other better, just working off each other's moves and stuff like that. So it's been a true blessing and an honor to play with my brother.
That's crazy. Who's the greatest Notre Dame player from New Jersey?
Oh, I have to go with Brandon Wimbush. I went to
here.
Yeah, I'll have to go to Brandon Wimbush. I'm very
good?
familiar with him. We went to high school together. I seen what he did in high school and here at Notre Dame. So he's one of the best I've seen from Jersey.
I'll definitely have to tell him to make sure he tunes in because it's funny because Brandon was my roommate my freshman year, so obviously know him pretty well. It's like a brother to me, of course. But again, I'm excited to watch you two hunt next weekend. I think the game's going to be, won in the trenches,
Yeah,
and
sure.
so obviously you guys got Coach Washington coming from Ohio State. What's some of the things how has he maybe prepped you for the environment that you could be walking into at Ohio State?
A lot of crowd noise. Like you already know about like all the crowd noise that we do in practice. We already know it's gonna be loud in the shoe, and we just repping it every single time the offense on the field. I know we're on the field, it's not gonna be as loud, maybe a little bit, but not as loud as the offense when our offense is on the field. But that's like the most thing they've been prepping is just the crowd noise that it's gonna be in.
And going up what Foskey said, just in the meetings, we spent a lot of time together with Coach Wash. He's getting us ready for the plan, and so just over this last month, we've just been going out every day and executing in practice. So I think we'll be prepared for next week.
I had Brady on a couple months ago, and he obviously put me on game to the fund and everything that goes on in that. How's that opportunity when it came about? Obviously, now you guys there's a way for a fund to where you can be compensated for the charitable work that you do. So what's some of the work that you've guys done, and then how has that impacted you in the way that you go about it?
So recently I've been spending my time at the Boys and Girls Club, just going over there as many times as I can, just reading to the kids, playing basketball, just being a role model and a mentor to the young kids. So that was a great experience for me.
For me, I was working with Cultivate Food and Rescue. I was doing that in the summer. We got another chance to do it a couple weeks ago. So I'm always over there. If I was back home, I'm always working with food bank. I don't know if you guys are social or know about that. But it's just giving food to the people that need it, and Cultivate Food Rescue. They give the food to the children who need it and people in school that need it and whoever just really needs it in life. So that's why I chose Cultivate Food Rescue. I've always been a part of always getting food. My grandma uses food bank back in New York, so it was just always a good thing to use.
Y'all got to tap into the Center for Homeless lip sync battle, October 28th. I think that could be kind of cool, and that could be really funny content for both parties to use. So I think that'll be cool too. But appreciate you guys coming on today. Obviously, it's Varsity House podcast, but thank you guys for coming on. And I can't wait for you guys to do your thing next weekend. So
appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You already know where I'm going.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You go. Yeah. He just sat there. Hey, could you get Brandon and Cam? Like I said, my favorite part of the defense, the secondary. So I'm excited to see a lot of playmaking this year. But first starting off, Brandon. This was your first. I guess what would this be? Almost a full year.
Yeah, about 7 months.
Yeah. So what's been the transition like for you? Obviously coming from Northwestern and then now at Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like I said, I've been here about 7 months. Like 8 months, 9 months ago, I had no idea I was gonna be here, and so it was kind of hectic at first. But I've been adjusting, man. Like having guys like Cam, guys like Houston. He took me in as soon as I got here and made the transition real easy. So I've been blessed to have this experience, and really I'm excited to be on this team.
How did you check out that Northwestern game today?
I did, man. I did. I watched it.
What were your thoughts on it?
It was weird, man. Like knowing every single guy out on the team, like I said, 9 months ago I was just with them, and now I'm on a new college team having no expectations of it happening. It was definitely weird, but those are my brothers. Like I was out there cheering for them. Like I was hoping that they won. They did. They just beat Nebraska. Go Cats. But no, it was definitely different. But I still love those guys, and I'm gonna always cheer them on at the end of the day.
I got you. Now talking just a little bit about Northwestern. You've played Ohio State before. Kind of major mark in that game. So what's some things that you may be used to, or that you may have kind of talked to Cam or the rest of the DB group about from your experience playing them?
Yeah, I did. I played them back in 2020 in the Big Ten Championship, and they're another great team, a powerhouse team, a team of a bunch of 5-star, 4-star guys like here. It was different for me to come here and be surrounded by this type of talent, but Ohio State's the type of team that recruits the same exact way. I've been telling my corners, I haven't even necessarily told Cam this yet, but it's that Big Ten ball, man. They're going to make our corners tackle. They're going to make everybody tackle. We're going to have a great tackling game, and then they're a team that really relies on the deep ball, the shots. They got a great quarterback in CJ and ridiculous receivers. So they're going to be the type of team that wants to go deep and make big-time plays, and that's what we're here to stop on the back end.
Cam, now you got to play without your best friend. You got to play without your roommate. How's that transition been? Like Kyle Hamilton, but how's that transition been so far?
It's kind of been crazy, bro. Like being like the oldest in the group, you feel me, and being like one of the leaders of the group is.
It sucks, huh?
It does. Lucky it does. You look around and. It's not like any animosity or anything like that, but you look around and your best friend isn't there, and KJ is gone, and then you just have one of your closest friends still there. It's kind of different, and I came in with those guys obviously, and all I know is Notre Dame with them, so Notre Dame without them is kind of like a little bit different. But I'm growing to appreciate it, and it's still fun, still same football, so it is what it is. Yeah.
Now, just coming off last year's game, the final game. I would say that us as a cornerback room probably has a lot to prove. Yeah. And knowing just the type of coach that Coach Mickens is, I'm already knowing he put y'all through it this offseason. So what are some things that you may be looking forward to, like maybe just playing alongside Clarence again, or maybe like having Reek in the slot, but what's some things that you're looking forward to this season?
The young guys definitely. Like this is one of the first times that I feel like we all can like literally have an impact on and feel like these freshmen and these sophomores are a lot more ready than I was as a freshman and sophomore. And I'm appreciative of that as an older guy, and knowing that we have depth and knowing that I particularly don't have to play 40, 50, 60 snaps a game. And that's some of the most exciting things. Everyone, you just know everyone you can contribute, and everyone's going to travel, and everyone's going to have their part and ball out. So yeah.
Now we're about a week away. Are the nerves kicking in yet at all? Like, or is it still just kind of just game plan? Like, I know school just started, so that may be, they may have took your mind off of football a little bit, but. As far as like the game being 1 week out, like are there any nerves kicking in or any like jitters or anything?
I honestly don't get too high until it's about like a day before. Like that Friday night, that's when it start really kicking in. But like usually, no matter what game it is, even when I was a little kid, like I can be playing a championship in a week from now. If it's not that day before or a couple days before, I'm just chilling. Honestly, it's football.
Man, I feel it, man. I've been waiting for this day since I committed to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like, since I knew I was coming here, they told me Ohio State week 1. I'm like, bet. Like I've been waiting for this, and now that it's 7 days away, like I just can't wait. Like I feel like we had a mock game today. Like hearing the music before kickoff, like.
Yeah.
That's just different for me because I ain't never done that before. I've never even been to a Notre Dame game. So, like, the first home game is going to be so insane for me. Like, I just can't wait. And that's the type of thing that kind of gives me goosebumps a little bit.
And kind of echoing him, I think we've been hearing about Ohio State for I think we've been hearing about Ohio State probably every week, every day, whatever it is, since Oklahoma State. So, at this point, I'm just ready to play. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have any nerves. I'm just like, let's play at this point. Like, I've been hearing about them, been watching them, like, talking about for so long at this point. So, I'm just ready to play. Yeah.
Talking about just, like, the whole energy factor, what are some things that you guys may have done at practice or are doing at practice that is preparing you for that atmosphere?
I mean, a few things. I think we have the crowd noise. We have this loud fan music going on during practice. I literally look to my safety, and he cannot hear what I'm saying. I'd be screaming at him. So to get ready for that loud environment, the crazy environment, that's one thing that we do. And then a thing we did throughout fall camp to kind of make sure that we kept the energy is we would go to high schools. We went to local high schools around here, and we would have these practices. And, yeah, like you said, we were having our best practices. Like we were the most physical, most competitive, just getting in a new environment, working like getting on a bus, getting off the bus, getting straight into practice. Like that was another thing that we did to kind of get used to getting on the road a little bit.
Yeah. I ain't never heard about that one before.
Freeman did some new things since he pulled up. I mean, I've heard they're new. That was
that's definitely new. That's definitely so y'all would just like local high schools just bus to them?
Penn and St. Joe's. And honestly, that St. Joe practice, it was no longer than an hour, 40 minutes. Probably one of my best practices that I've had here. Like it was so competitive, and that's just who Freeman is. I feel like he just brings that competitive energy and competitive spirit to the team, and he puts us in such stressful situations that we have no like other way than to come together and communicate and play with that type of energy that he's on. So yeah.
Damn, that's interesting. I mean, that's exciting. But now, just reflecting back on both of you, just your last year in college, or supposed to be your last year in college, supposed to be your last year in college. What are some ways that you kind of want to finish your career at Notre Dame? Like, how do you want to be remembered? And you got just a short window, so how do you think you want to be remembered at Notre Dame as well?
Facts. I mean, like you said, very short window. I've been in South Bend for 7 months, and I got 4 more left. Like, my time here isn't going to be long, and I just want to make the most out of it. Whether that means getting involved in the community while I'm here, and then also just going out on the field and being the best type of player I can be. And ultimately, for my 1 year here, I want to win this national championship. I mean, this has been the most talented team I've ever been surrounded by in my life. And for them to also be as close of a brotherhood as they are, I think we have all the pieces to really be great this year. So I just want to get all this talking out the way. Let's get on the field and let's go be the best.
Honestly, and I agree with everything Brandon said. We've talked about national championship every year I've been here. Obviously, that's what I want. That I wouldn't want to go out any other way. And then also off the field, I mean, just taking taking advantage of every opportunity I get, whether that's meeting people, getting out in the community, building new bonds, networking, whatever it may be. I feel like I took that kind of for granted, and I was just trying to like figure out my way. But now that I'm comfortable, and now that I don't have that safety blanket in my friends here, I have to figure out new opportunities. And I did some stuff like going out to the homeless center and going to like the Cultivate and going to the Boys and Girls Club and things of that sort, and just taking those opportunities and putting them within myself, and that's been something that I want to continue to grow at.
Looking like from where you are now, looking back to when they told you that they wanted to switch you from receiver to corner, reflect on that decision like right now, and maybe how it's changed your career for the better, or you may think for the worse, but
I still think I could play receiver. No, but I honestly always wanted to play DB. Like, even when I came here, getting recruited by Coach Del Alexander, Coach Lee still would hit me up from time to time, and I always wanted to still play defense, and I wish that was going to happen. But coming here, playing receiver, and then having to switch after before the surgery, that was probably one of the best decisions I've made. I feel like that got me on the field quicker. I was closer with my coach. I was closer with the group of guys, my best friends, Isaiah Rutherford, KJ Wallace, Kyle Hamilton. They were all DBs, so that brought me closer to them. And then in the back end, I'm here now, and I'm having some of the best times that I can possibly wish for. So yeah.
Any Northwestern secrets or just like hidden talents that we don't know about? Maybe I seen you carrying the ball this camp actually. I don't know if that was because Coach Kelly used to always let me do just punt returns at practice.
Yeah.
Because I love punt returns, so he always used to let me do it at practice, so I got to carry a ball in stretch line. Now, we don't want you to give away if it's some sneaky package or anything, but what's some maybe hidden talents that we don't know about that you maybe did at Northwestern, or for a reason that they probably put the ball in your hands is camp?
Yeah, like Cam said, I truly believe I could be a wide receiver too. I used to argue with my Northwestern dudes because they are a running team at Northwestern, so I'd go to some of my receivers when I had 6 picks and be like, "Hey man, I got more receptions than you." I still think I could play receiver too, but the reason you probably saw the ball in my hand is because I'm gonna be returning a few punts this year. I'm gonna be back there, try to do as much as I can with it, get the ball to our offense, and so you're gonna see the ball in my hands a little bit.
Got you. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You already know I need a game out of you. I need a game out of you. But no, definitely. I appreciate y'all both coming on. Brandon, I'm definitely excited to see you. I've heard just from everyone on the team. I heard he might be better than K Ham. I heard.
Ooh, that's big shoes. Right?
So
for sure.
I'm definitely excited to see it. Obviously, no pressure. You've been doing your thing since you even before you got here. So. Definitely excited to see what you do, and you see what you when it's time to bring the wood and Cam. Definitely excited to see you strap up, do what you do on the outside as well.
Definitely,
so appreciate y'all coming on. Much love.
You.
Yeah.
Love, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah.
We need to say anything more about cultivating and all that?
Yeah, you might have
You
to
do. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I know I didn't say nothing.
No. Facts.
I'm about to say I'll throw something in.
So I told the last guys. I said center of the homeless is having a lip sync battle October 28th. So
October 28th.
y'all might have to step out there and participate in that charitable event. But what's some before we even get to that? But what's some charitable events that y'all probably been a part of that y'all been doing around South Bend?
Yeah, like you said. Like I said earlier, my time in South Bend is really limited, and so for me to get back into the community in whatever way I can while I'm still here with the time left I have here is going to be really important to me. So right before we started fall camp, I had reached out to Unity Gardens. It's a garden kind of in the South Bend area. They have multiple. I was able to go to their main garden, but they're a nonprofit organization that just kind of gives food to anybody in this area. They don't want to restrict it to only lower income people. It's an inclusive environment. I met the owner, the person that runs it. She's a great person with a great purpose behind it, and I was just really excited to get involved in the community.
For me, right before camp started, I went to the homeless center for the month of July, and I went there once or twice a week and just volunteered, served food, did whatever I can to give them a helping hand. And for me, that was like a big opening eye, just putting things in perspective and being able to get out in the community and help out as much as I possibly can.
You can ask another question. We can talk about that.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
But no, like, even because we've been able, just being down here this weekend, we've been able to stop by Cultivate Fuel Rescue, and so obviously guys who came on earlier said they've been a part of that. What have you been able just to tap in with that charity? Either of you guys?
Yeah, we had a team thing actually. We had 2 big groups. We went in and we packaged up a whole lot of food. So they're a food rescue group, and so there might have been food from the Goob, but all this leftover food that people just throw away, they come and they take it and they bring it back, and we basically put it all into packages. And so we were rushing to see how many we can do in this hour and a half we had. And yeah, so it was really cool to get in there and actually get hands-on with the work that they were doing.
Yeah. We did 1,100 in an hour or so.
He's talking like that's good. You don't even peep. The second group did 1,600.
No way.
Yeah.
You went too?
Yeah, we all went as a team.
Yeah. We were in the first group, but I don't even know if he knew. The second group did 16. They were flexing we did 16. I was like, dang.
Yeah. Talk about your experience there.
No, it was fun. It was definitely cool to go with everyone else on the team and not just be the only one there. And it just add a little bit of competition to it, just to see how many meals we can get together compared to the other group. And I just found out they had more than us, so that's kind of sick.
It's always definitely more motivating too when there's a purpose, to where it's
definitely.
even if your reason for playing is why you go so hard. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's always just more motivating when you're doing something with a purpose, and for obviously you guys to take your time out of your days and to do something for the community. I mean, I don't know what can be more satisfying for the individual that it helps,
exactly.
that individual, the city that it impacts, and things like that. And so, I'm just glad to see you guys. Getting out there and doing that stuff as well. So
for sure,
appreciate.
In terms of you talk about actually getting hands on with it, we were able to do those kind of working more in the Cultivate, and then we also had the opportunity to go work with the Boys and Girls Club, and we were able to have interactions with kids. We played basketball with these kids. We got to see this robotics presentation, and it was just really cool to see how a team like us can go and get with a community of younger people and see the way that they look up to us and see the impact that we can have on them. I thought it was really cool to if I go there by myself, they might not have the same reaction, but the whole team being there, it was so cool to see the way those kids' eyes lighted up.
Yeah, I was in situations like that when I was younger, and Maryland football players or the Ravens football players would come to my elementary school, and I just remember those days. And when I walked there and I'm reading the book to the kids, I'm like, maybe one day they'll just remember this, and maybe this will be the reason why they want to play football, because they want to make a difference in the community. So it's amazing.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming on. Obviously, I'm gonna be watching y'all closely. Gotta strap up. I hear a lot about the receivers. I hear a lot about the skill position, but
me too.
They don't they don't know about our skill position, our DB. So I'm definitely excited for the game, and I can't wait to see y'all out there. I appreciate it.
You, brother.
Thank you.
Yep,
appreciate you. Yeah. Definitely tuning in. Definitely tuning in. Does that work or no? Sorry, I made you wait. I didn't even call you up yet, but you good.
Oh, my fault.
So. Yeah, he doesn't need an introduction, but one of my, just obviously one of my favorite players, just someone that I'm close to, someone that I had an opportunity to grow with here and just kind of just be around during my time here. And I hit him up about 2 weeks ago and was like, yo, this is what I'm doing. I would love to have you back on. Your story is similar to my story, so I definitely I want people to be able to hear it. And then I was on social media and saw the news, and I was crushed. And it was it's probably a feeling that someone got when I was playing and they saw the injury come again or whatever like that. So appreciate it.
Fuck me, man.
So it's I'm already knowing that when you hear about it or when you see it, it's heartbreaking for just the people that care about you. And so I reached out again and I was like, are you sure you still want to come on? And it was yeah, no doubt, I'll definitely help you. And so for that, This is one of my best friends, just family to me, and Notre Dame receiver. But now on the show, Avery Davis. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me. Dope. I kind of want to lower this. Yeah.
So headed into this season, I mean, obviously it just. We'll talk about actually from the last time we spoke on the first podcast. You kind of expressed that you didn't know where you were going. You didn't know what to do. This was just right after the injury. Mm-hmm. Could you give me? I know it's still pretty early, but could you give me like your mindset like right now to where it's like, dang, I just came back from this. Yeah. Like I was at a place that was dark before, and I got through it just through my brothers, just through coaching and maturity, and just having the motivation to get back on the field. So now, what's it like for you as a player, having to deal with this? But then it's just like, dang, like you just got through this. But what's your mindset right now going through that again?
I mean, as anybody could imagine, it's tough for sure. I definitely didn't think it was gonna happen. I don't think negatively upon myself, but when it did happen, it's kind of like convenient that it happened. In the same year within the last one, because like you said, like you go into a dark place, going through that, and I was still kind of getting back out of it, so it sucked to go kind of right back into it, but I'd rather do it now than be in the future and have to deal with it again. I'm trying to be positive about the situation. It sucks though. I put a lot into getting back and a lot into getting ready for the season. I had big goals for the season and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't believe in like being down too long. Like I can't sit here and dwell on that, because that'll just make bad times continue, and I don't like giving power to that. So I'm staying positive. Right now, really, my next target is Pro Day. I want to do whatever I can to be able to perform however I can at Pro Day. I don't got the opportunity to play this season, so that's my next mindset, because I know I can play at the next level. I'm confident in that. That was my next question. I was going to ask, are you going to do a 7? No. No 7. I can't. I'm too old for that, bro. I can't do that. That's funny, because I was like thinking about it. I was like, dang, he could probably end up doing a 7th year, and try to just have another crack at it, just to finish a career the way you naturally wanted to finish it. But how's that process been, to where it's like, have you like told the strength staff and everything, to where it's like now that's what you're preparing for, but also still being a key leader in the locker room? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's kind of weird, like you're saying, because like I'm a part of the team, but I'm also like not playing. Everybody understands that I'm not playing, so a different position I've been in the past, because like I could be vocal, but I also knew that I led by example, and I'd be there and I can play and I can perform. Whenever the team needed me in that aspect, I was always there for it. But now it's just I got to be a little bit more vocal, a lot more vocal, and just let my knowledge seep into the younger guys, So however I can help them with the X's and O's standpoint. With Coach Bayless and the strength staff, I told them like we pretty much know what we're going for. The whole 7th year thing though, like I thought about it for a little bit, but I couldn't see myself doing it. The only thing that made me want to consider it, I guess, was not going out on my own terms. Like my last game or last play was an injury, and I hate that it went out that way. But it's how it is. God don't make mistakes, and I'm not gonna question it. So. That's the only thing that really made me want to consider coming back, is just wanting to play more next season, but that's pretty much it. So now was I saw Logan at number 3, so like was it just like passed down to him, or is he just wearing it like is he wearing it just as like a tribute, or is he like rocking it? I'm glad you asked that. Let me break it down. All right, so honestly, when Logan first came in, he was asking me about number 3. So I always knew like he would be the next, he was gonna be the next 3. Like I already knew that, but I told him like, nah, like this is me. Like this is still me. Like I wanted to make it my number. I wanted to cement my legacy with the number, because that's a historical number at the program. But when I got hurt, he reached out to me and he was just like, honestly, bro, I want you out there with me. I want to honor you. I still want 3 to be on the field. I wanted to be seen. And I also knew like how much the number mean to him. Like pretty sure he got it tatted on him. So like he wore it in high school. It's a number that means something a lot to him. It's a number that means something to me too. And I want a player that'll that's a baller, that can carry on that 3. So it's all love from my perspective. I couldn't see a reason not to let him wear it this season. So that's why I decided to let him do it. Yeah, no, I saw it, and obviously I didn't know what to think about it, but
obviously, yeah, he's a great talent. He has a bright future in front of him. And so, have you processed like your next few months to where it's like, how you gonna go about it pretty much, or are you gonna try to like rush into rehab? Are you gonna try to like rush into rehab and kind of just like muscle through it, or are you gonna just take this time that you have to really get right and to really hone in on it?
That's really the plan. I think the last time I was recovering from my left ACL, it was a sense of urgency behind it because like I wanted to play, I wanted to come back, and that window from when my surgery was to September 3rd was exactly 9 months. So like I knew the window I had, and I was pushing really hard. I was training really hard in the weight room and stuff like that. But this time around, I think I'm gonna take a step back in the intensity in my training. I want to be more intentional with it. I want it to be optimal. I want it to be whatever I need to do to make me the best athlete I can be again. So that's really my mindset going into this one, rather than just go, recover when I can.
Yeah, no, it's definitely smart to where it's like even my second one, I just took my time on that one. I was chilling, but just because it's just like that motive, like you know how long it is, and you already been through it, so it's just like I know how long the road is. I know what I got to go through, but this time if I got to get somewhere like in a week, I may take a week and 2 days. You feel me? So no, I definitely understand that, but now are you still going to be able like on the road and traveling and things with the team?
Yeah, I'm still with the team. Yeah.
How is I don't want to say you've leaned on your experience just in the spring or just last season, the end of last season and then the spring on coaching, but what are some things that like you're going to really like hone in on and focus on to help this receivers group reach their full potential?
Really, it'll be in the film room. It'll be how the defense is playing them, and then on game day, that's kind of like what I want to be for them too. Because honestly, when you're younger and you out there, it's a lot to process at once. So if I can just be like, this is the look they're giving you in these situations, kind of, or like this is something to look for in this down and distance or whatever, just to help them a little bit on schematically on how the team's trying to play us. That's pretty much how I think I impact it. It's hard being on the sideline and trying to give game from that perspective rather than being in game and be like, all right, this is what I'm seeing. But in the film, for sure, I can help them with tendencies and things along that nature.
Now with just more time on your hands, have you been able just to where do you find love like outside of football? What have you been like able to do more of? Obviously, you want to play the most football you can, but what are some areas in your life that you've just been able to focus on? Not with the extra time on your hands.
Honestly, nothing so far. I've been trying to get back ready to walk. My knees been swole. I'm still dealing with the injury right now. But and my mind's just still trying to cope with the situation. But I want to do something artistically, something creatively. You know what I mean? I don't know where that is yet, but that's kind of where I'm going. And like you said, it take a while. But like I feel myself getting like a lot less cloudy mentally and a lot more, all right, I can do this. I can see myself doing this, that. So it's starting to clear for me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely obviously a tough transition.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where it's like you got football in your mind and that's all you want to do. So it's like it's hard to find something else that you love outside of football when it's like I'm still in football.
Yeah.
Especially being at Notre Dame, it's like, I came back from my 6th year to play football.
Exactly.
And it's like now I don't get to do that thing that I came back for.
100%.
So what's been the obviously you went through it a little bit last fall, but how has it been just like accepting the role that like, all right, I'm just like this, I'm gonna finish this last year out, do what I gotta do and just kind of just be the best AD that I can be,
Yeah. It's definitely been hard, but like you said, it's about accepting the situation. I feel like you attest to this. Like when you go, you feel like you're good at what you're doing, you're good at your craft. The only thing that can stop you is an injury for real. And like once that happened, like the game got taken away from you. No matter how much you put into it, it got taken away. So trying to deal with that mentally is really where I'm at, bro. It's still tough, but I know how much I put into it. I know I can overcome this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no quit in me, but it's tough, dog. Like,
Have you used some of this time to like also go and maybe just like impact the community?
Yeah.
To where it's like you're still AD, you're still Avery Davis, Notre Dame captain, by the way. Congrats.
Thank you.
So
yeah,
you still have this like aura around you. You still have this image.
No, for sure.
And obviously it's respect about it, just the work that you put in. So how have you been able just to maybe just in the community be able to impact, like maybe with just like charitable work or just, you know, things like that?
I mean, thanks to Brady Quinn and the fund, we get to have the opportunity to go to the Boys and Girls Club at St. Joseph County and cultivate food rescue. So they've given us a lot of opportunities to go and be with be with the kids in the community. And that's also something that's special to me because I kind of can relate to the situation, and I didn't have somebody older than me to look up to or hang out with for a day. So I try to be there and be present with the kids in that moment because it's a special time.
Well, I personally know your story's not over. I mean, I know you're gonna do your thing. You the dog. I know you are, and so that's obviously just one of the reasons why I respect you. And I feel like even just through our time here, we both experienced some things. We both experienced adversity. I've obviously gotten to know you just on a closer friend level just by kicking it off the field. But man, I'm definitely I'm excited for your future. You know what I mean? I think you're very bright. You roll with the punches. Shit, you feel me? I feel like you've been able just to adapt very well. And and telling you just now being out of college, that's all life is. Just being able to adapt when you're uncomfortable. And so I'm already knowing that you're gonna do well and things like that. But if you ever thinking about, you say you want to be artistic, you want to be creative. So if you want to get in the podcast game or do something like that and share your story, I definitely know somebody. So I appreciate you coming on. And I mean, obviously, again, I know you don't have to do this. You got a million other things going on. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming out and just being here with us.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you
so
having
thank
me.
you. Yeah, appreciate you. Fans, reporters, we definitely want to hear your game predictions on Ohio State Notre Dame matchup. So please, comment, give us your opinions, give us your score outcomes. But you already know who I'm rocking with. I'm taking the Irish all day money line. So you already know how we're going. Let's go Irish. Thank you, O'Rourke's, for having us today. I mean, we'll definitely be back, and we have a very special one for the Notre Dame home opener. We have a very special guest that you won't want to miss, so just stay tuned for that as well. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and as video as well on YouTube.